The next morning, Quinn packed everything he'd need in his bag. He took the test tube with Layla's blood with him, as well as the 4 empty ones. Finally, Quinn took the mask with him. Never know when I'll need these things. Better to be overprepared than underprepared. Peter, Quinn, and Vorden headed down for breakfast. People gave the 3 of them strange looks. Vorden distanced himself from Quinn and Peter, sitting with the higher power levels instead. When Vorden sat down, the other students got up to leave. Quinn understood. The second-year students made Vorden the target, even if he followed their rules. None of the first years would risk interacting with him. Quinn turned to Peter. Do me a favor, will you? Keep an eye on Vorden in combat classes. If anything happens, let me know. Peter frowned. But if something happens, I won't be strong enough to help. Besides, you can't exactly do anything either. Peter was right. Quinn could barely deal with the level 2 first-year students, never mind the second-year students. However, Quinn hated that they were targeting Vorden just because he chose to be friends with Peter and Quinn. Maybe I can find a weakling among the second-years. There's always a weak link in any organization. They must have someone they keep around to run errands for them. If I can corner that person, I might get more information. Quinn sighed. I'm not telling you to get involved. I don't think Vorden is expecting you to help him out either. I just want to know what you see. I'm worried about him. Peter scanned the room, making sure no one was eavesdropping. He nodded once. They finished breakfast in silence. Neither of them felt very talkative when Vorden looked so miserable. Quinn left Peter, heading to his combat class. Quinn registered for the beast weapon class through his watch. The watch told him how to get to his class. Since no one knew that Quinn had an ability, this was his only option. Otherwise, he'd have to hide his powers the whole time. It wouldn't be of any help to him. The weapon class was popular among those who could enhance their abilities with weapons. Students who saw the future or had telekinesis chose this class. Quinn wanted to find a weapon that fit his powers as well. The class took place in the school's weapon hall. The building was detached from the rest, in a quiet area. An ancient, ceremonial gate hung over the entrance. The metal doors in the building had no doorknob, only a scanner. Quinn placed his watch against the scanner. The outside of the building did not match its inside. Quinn saw nothing ancient about the steel walls and granite floors. The building looked like a warehouse filled with weapons. Quinn saw no decorations, only row upon row of weapons. They hung on walls, sat behind glass containers, and filled shelves. At the very center of the room, Quinn noticed a platform intended for combat. A bald man leaned against the wall at the very back of the room. He carried a katana with him. The katana hilt was jagged and rough. The back of the blade looked the same. Quinn knew it had been forged from the body of a beast. The bald man kept his eyes closed, waiting patiently. Quinn assumed he was the teacher, since he was the only adult present. The room filled up with students. Layla entered and spotted Quinn. She immediately came over, and they started chatting. No one paid any mind, since Layla was seen as weak. Layla glanced around the room. This class is a lot more popular than I thought. Quinn guessed there were 30 students in the class. Other classes averaged around 50, but that was to be expected. Quinn looked at the wall filled with weapons. His priority wasn't the other students. I wonder what weapon I should pick. Layla shrugged, pointing at her bow. Well, I already have mine. She wasn't alone. A lot of the students already had weapons. Quinn was one of the few who didn't have any weapons. Quinn thought through what weapons would suit him. A rowdy crowd disturbed his thoughts. Quinn sighed, turning to listen to the chatter.
What is she doing here? Isn't she an elemental user? Why would she be here? Who cares? Maybe we can spar with her. If we beat her, we can ask her on a date.
As Quinn turned around to see who everyone was talking about, he realized he had already met her. It was the ice ability user, Aaron Helly, whom Vorden had offended on day one. Layla raised an eyebrow. I wonder why she decided to go to this class instead of the elemental class. The teacher finally moved towards the students, interrupting the gossip.
Attention!
Everyone froze and turned to look at the old man. The teacher commanded the room easily.
My name is Leo. I will be your teacher for today.
Leo pulled his katana from his sheath and pointed it in front of him.
Your first task will be to pick your weapon. You must think carefully. Your weapon is your lifeline. When your ability won't work, the only thing you can rely on is your own skills. Now go and choose one from the wall around you.
The students fanned out and started to look at weapons. Even those who had beast weapons already were trying out new ones. Quinn looked at the wall. He saw axes, short swords, spiked clubs, whips, even scythes. Quinn had a hard time narrowing down his options. Quinn looked at Layla with her bow. It matched up well with her telekinesis ability. If Quinn picked a ranged weapon, he would never be as good as Layla. He needed something that suited his ability. Quinn walked up to one of the swords on the wall and used his inspect skill.
Forged sword. Tier, basic beast weapon. Strength +3. Agility -2. The sword is incompatible with the skill Blood Swipe.
The sword looked heavy. Quinn needed to move fast, so losing some points in agility wasn't going to work. What surprised him was how much information his inspect skill had given him.
Subscribe now and start watching free episodes of the #1 fantasy show in this YouTube playlist. For the full story, click the link in the description, download the Pocket FM app, and watch all episodes of My Vampire System.